Well, we're up here at Bainbridge. It's Conoytown Day. We're going to see what's happening up here this year. The event. This is the Haldeman Mansion. Displays set up all around. These are some of the displays set up. Flint napping.
But they are such a predator.
Down around DC.
Yeah. You watch any of the fishing shows? They have that Larry Dilbert hunt for big fish. Well, they have that guy on 71 hunt for
These are the petroglyphs.
river monsters.
Right.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he was on last night. It was a repeat, but I had to watch it because when he talks, he's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Oh, here we are in the Argentina. The Paramimo, it's big, you know.
Yeah.
But him, he goes, well, I was here last year and I only had this type of rod and this heavy a line. He goes, I'm back this year now. As you can see, I've got 400-pound test. I've got this.
More of the displays, demonstrations, artifact displays.
New York.
Seneca. That's what I was told. Gene DeCaro, I don't know if you know Gene DeCaro. He got it for it. You and I are buddies. I'm always surprised.
I swear they're gold plated because they're still gold.
He gave us cigar boxes.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, how you doing, Bill?
How you doing? I didn't even...
So evidently it's an Indian game they're playing. Throwing this feather through the loop. This is the way the Native Americans locally would have planted their crops. These elevated things, mounds. And of course, laying right there, the dirt, piece of early China. Worked its way down from the mansion. There's an early hand-wrought nail, also from the mansion. Possible way the huts were constructed.
Want to make a necklace? Want me to help you? Yeah?
Trying to get everybody involved. This is another Indian game. Gets to improve their spear throwing, killing animals. If you can hit them.
So you weren't allowed to be in by the federal government law, that law. And that law was in effect until 1967. That was finally rescinded in 1967. So my dad grew up knowing he was Indian, but he wasn't allowed to be in. And we grew up in York County. And that's the way of, see, isn't that something? So now as a kid, the Seneca people came down here, elders came down. She can vouch for it. We lived in a little tiny bungalow type house over there in York County. And 1964 was one of the last visits by elders, and they came and asked us to sponsor or have the dinner
For like 4 or 5 days, so they started crayfish and stuff. Well, they knew enough to cook them. Well, the one guy said, I can't wait anymore. He was eating them raw. He got what they call lung fruit. And this thing goes in your body and it rests in your intestines and attacks.
Inside here at the mansion, you can see that not too much in the way of reconstruction has taken place since you were here last year. But it does give you a beautiful chance to see all the aspects of how the building was built. This is a beautiful fireplace. When it's restored, it's going to be even nicer.
He has a big description of how he was big.
This is the same show that we recorded at our chapter meeting.
And they had weird hairstyles, like one side might be long and the other was shaved, or there might be just a patch at the back that was real long. They had big piercings in their ears, like big ear holes. When you read this description, you think Captain John Smith came back today and walked into a group of kids that are dressed punk. He'd think they were Susquehannocks, you know, because that kind of is what they looked like. They were very fearsome looking, and he has a whole section in his journal about the places where the villages were placed and what the people were like. The Susquehannocks were here up through the 1600s, and during that time, Europeans came here, and they realized this land was rich in fur-bearing animals. They had almost eradicated all of Europe out of fur-bearing animals, because fur was the in thing to wear in Europe.
And when that happened,
This is storytelling.
the screech island became as red as blood. And was almost blinded by that great
This is called a wigwam. They didn't have time to build a big long house. It took a lot of time to build. So they would make a quick up shelter. They would take seedlings, shape it like that. They wouldn't use canvas until much later. They would use grass mats. Most of the time they would use bark from a tree or leaves, whatever you put over like you do in the wilderness, or you go on camping, you go to whatever we could do just to keep the city dry, keep the water out, protect us. Because they wouldn't be out. Sometimes if they were going out for maybe a month or two.
It is wide. This is a little small width. It should be about 5 feet wider. We measured it. It was about 20 feet. It should be about 5 feet longer than that. So it should be about 25. And really, this is pretty small.
Showing the size of a longhouse.
Or bigger. He can tell you about the ceremonies out there. He's got another board underneath that. And they had tons of different ceremonies. They would wear more of this when there was a special ceremony like it's on the other side of the floor. Bags, they had tons of bags. Bags to hold anything, especially when they went on journeys. They put corn cakes in their pouches. They would have sashes. They'd have all different types of brooches, symbols on them. If you look at this is just a sash, just a nice little tie, keeps everything tight and in check.
You can get a better idea of exactly how big this longhouse would have been.
David, I'm going to take Angel to get a hot dog.
Through the trees you can see the mighty Susquehanna flowing its way along down towards the bay. Well, I think we're going to be leaving this adventure for today and moving on. See what we can see. Another spot. Well, we've driven a few miles south down the river, stopped at a local park, town called Roanna. And here, rather unusual stone has been placed. This evidently was a grinding stone where the Indians would grind their meal and other things. repairing it. This large stone evidently was found at the base of Chickies Rock and removed many years ago. It recently was placed in the park where everybody can see it. Very unusual piece. A lot of people don't know it's there, but a nice relic. So it's just another thing found on our little excursion today.